What's good, y'all? It is Elijah Boy. And I wanted to make this video real quick, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot's going on in the world of pro wrestling. There's so much going on. It's like we got endless amount of things. But let's address a couple things in this video that's been on my mind lately. First, let's start with the simpler one. Who is under the devil mask in AEW? Probably the most interesting AEW, the most interesting story that AEW's got going on screen, I should say. Uh, a lot of options can be for this. It could be. Uh, some people think it's Wardlow. Some people think Adam Cole's under the mask. I thought it was Roderick Strong, possibly. Um, Another person, I hope it's not, but Jack Perry, I really hope it's not him because I don't know what it is. I don't even want to. I'm probably gonna skip. If he returns, I'm skipping every segment he's in. I will never react to Jack Perry again. Dude, I am still. I mean, I could get over it. We'll see what happens when he comes back. It depends on what it's about, but um, there's a lot of options they could go. But there has to be somebody like groundbreaking. It has to be somebody really good. I don't know what it is. It's just I'm expecting disappointment when the big reveal happens. Like it's gonna be either somebody we're like, whoa, like what? Like if it's Adam Cole, I'm gonna be like, yeah, like Adam Cole, yay. Or if it's Wardlow, you're like, eh. I mean, heck, even if it was Mustafa Ali, I'm like, he has no relation to MJF whatsoever, so I don't know. I feel like we're gonna be let down by whoever it is. It has to be somebody you would least expect. Somebody you're like, oh, this is a game changer. I don't know who it could be, and it's a lot of options. We'll see what they do. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't know if World's End is gonna be the day where they finally reveal who's under the mask. And I have low expectations for this. Who knows? They might shock us all, but I don't know. It has to make sense. The only way it would shock me is if it's Cody Rhodes, and we all know that's not gonna happen. So, um, next, let's move on to something more of a behind the scenes issue. Apparently, Matt Hardy or whoever, I believe it was Matt Hardy, he said he was frustrated with the creative. Boy, aren't we all? Well, I'm sure there's some people that still enjoy it, but I'm not going to shame y'all if you're enjoying AEW, by all means, don't let my bitter self take it away from you. Enjoy it. You're not the people I have an issue with, because when it comes to wrestling fans, I don't like disrespecting other wrestling fans for who they like. I'm never going to shame other people for who they like. If they, like, if you love AEW, you're loving what they're doing, by all means, keep watching it. However, let me address something, as you've probably seen in the title. Tony Khan needs a creative team. It can't just be him. It's, bro, you're writing for Dynamite, you're writing for Collision, you're writing for Rampage, you're writing for Ring of Honor shows too. It's like, dude, like I get he probably wants to be just like Vince McMahon. He handled all this, but let me tell you the biggest difference between Vince McMahon and Tony Khan. Vince had a creative booking committee, and then once the company went public, he had writers. He had a team of writers. It'd be like 8 to 10 people per show. It wouldn't just be him. He would just overlook the show, change what he would want to change, and then they move on. That's how it worked. He would be there for planning and planning and planning, whether it was good or not. He had a team to back him up. From what I can tell, Tony Khan, he calls him, because the Booker of the Year, like, it matters what Meltzer says. Like, at least not to me, it don't matter. I mean, bruh, you're just some guy to me. I don't really get the hype around Dave Meltzer. I don't know if he's like I believe he's what, a wrestling news theorist, journalist, whatever, and he has like these awards. I think he's like a wrestling guy, observer or something like that. But he named Tony Khan apparently Booker of the Year for a couple of years, even though that's whatever. And apparently he shows a lot of favoritism to AEW. I don't know if it's true. I don't follow him enough to look at that. But honestly, as a wrestling fan, or as a fan of wrestling in general, I am not fully enjoying AEW like I used to. 2021, when Punk came back to wrestling, I was like on cloud nine because I'm like, wow, AEW is able to pull this off. And my issues with AEW feels like things are getting a little, in a weird way, repetitive. Not to say WWE doesn't get repetitive sometimes, but they have, the star power to overtake everything. And like, for example, AEW either do one or two things: either too much or not enough. They never take advantage of anything. And I remember the Young Bucks said in an interview, it's hard to book single stars. It really isn't. It really is not. It's harder to book people in a group trying to get individual people. I bet. I'm not saying I'm a booker. I'm not. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes of a wrestling show because I don't work. I'm just a viewer. I'm just going by what I see. It seems like we keep seeing the same story over and over again in regards to, we used to be friends, or why aren't we friends anymore? He's my best friend. Like when was the last time there was an AEW storyline where somebody, I don't know, tried to get with somebody's wife? Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you smashed my car up, and I'm not talking that minivan. I'm talking like a car that a man would have, like a Corvette. Like, you think of everything grown men fight for in real life, like over women, money, disrespect, or you attacked me because you lost to me. It seems like it's this whole, like, friendship thing. And there's so many factions in AEW. It's like, yo, like, you guys are accomplishing nothing as a group. Like, when was the last time a group held all the gold in AEW? I'm really trying to think. Because I think did the Bucks and Kenny have him? Kenny had the world title. But I don't know, were the Bucks to tech? See, I can't remember. When was the last time a group held all the gold? Never. To me, you're a pointless faction if you're not holding all the gold at some point. And it's the same story of, I want the best version of you. Bro, if I'm trying to beat somebody, I don't want the best version of them. I want to win. Like, that's like, you feel what I'm saying? And then we get to the biggest issue I have with AEW is they don't know, like, me as a viewer, I don't know who the good guys are, and I don't know who the bad guys are. That's been my biggest issue with how the show is presented as a whole. Like, I don't know who to root for half the time because I'm like, okay, like, look at Sammy Guevara. Why has he struggled to even get super popular, whether it be as a good guy or a bad guy? Because he keeps switching every week. Like, we don't know. Like, dude, are you a good person? Are you a bad person? Who are you? Same thing with Bryan Danielson. He asked for the best version of Eddie Kingston. He got him. And then he held up the sign that said, Eddie's a bum. So you're a bad guy, right? But then it's so confusing half the time. Not to mention the match yesterday, Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. It was going good, and then we got to the end where Shayna Wayne, Nick Wayne's mom, who's been abused by Christian and disrespected by her own son, who almost got her concertoed, and she decides to help Christian Cage. It made no sense. Those same fans who criticized WWE for the Jimmy and Jay thing, that's the most recent example. I saw somebody on X or Twitter, whatever it's called. I'm just going to call it Twitter. I don't care anymore. Somebody on Twitter said, same energy, and posted a video when it was Cena versus Rollins at SummerSlam 2015. Sorry, I keep dropping this nickel I have. Where'd it go? Whatever, it's distracting anyway. So somebody put up a video of John Cena versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam back in 2015. And there was the finish of the match was Jon Stewart, who had beef with Seth Rollins for weeks, helped Seth Rollins beat Cena. People raised their eyebrows like, why would he do that? That makes literally, yeah, let me help the guy that's been beating me up or disrespecting me. It's like, what sense did that make? And then the reason they came up with was, I wanted to protect Ric Flair's record. What? Ric Flair was rooting for Cena. And it's like, and all the fans were like, that didn't make any sense. Now we're here again with this match. Okay. When it comes to wrestling, I don't believe in this tribalism mentality of, I'm going to root for AEW no matter what, or I'm going to root for WWE no matter what. It's like, we got to, I mean, come on. We got to keep the same energy here. Some people, somebody in my comments said, well, maybe, they're going to say she has Stockholm syndrome or something, and maybe she, wants to be around Christian, blah, 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 blah. Or she wants to, and then there's some people who said, well, Adam Copeland concertoed Nick. Really? So she just ignores all the disrespect and all this other stuff. And here's my issue with that statement. Okay, so you want to use that logic. Then when Darby Allin beat up Nick Wayne, how come she didn't go after Darby Allin? Or screw Darby Allin and them out of their six-man, or trio's six-man tag match? Why didn't she get involved in that? I'm just curious. If we're going by that. I'm just curious. I don't know if that trios match, did that happen before the interview where Darby attacked? No, actually, yeah, it was before that. So why didn't she help them win that trios match? I'm just confused. Like, are we not going to keep the same energy? We're just going to ignore it? Okay, that's fine. So, bro, there's so many people who are frustrated with how AEW is run. Britt Baker's been, I don't know if y'all noticed, but she's had a lot of negative things to say. Also, Matt Hardy, like I mentioned earlier, he had issues. And Jade Cargill said the leadership in WWE is what made her to sign with WWE. And now she's, even they said she was limited and they're going to train her. So something has to be done with their creative. It has to be. Because I want AEW to succeed. We need more than one, place for our wrestlers that we love to go to. And it seems like if somebody doesn't have the gut, the heart to tell Tony, like, hey man, you might need some help here. Like, hey, things can be better. And, because I don't know. It's like, okay, he's a billionaire, so, it's hard to tell a billionaire what to do, you know what I mean? And people were rather like, no, let me get that paycheck, 'cause it's just the weirdest thought process. And it's like, I don't hate AEW. I don't hate it. I just want it to be better. They need a creative team. They need to learn how to focus on single stars, not just try to throw a bunch of things together with little to no thought, and then sometimes they'll overthink something, and it's like, dude, you don't have to go to China just to get to Cleveland, bro. It's right there. Just go there. Look at everybody. Mark Briscoe should be one of their top guys right now, in my personal opinion. People wanted to see him succeed for his brother, and, he could have been, and the way he's been treated is ridiculous. Eddie Kingston, another guy. That dude he still gets love. He still gets love, and I'm like, why did they not take advantage of that? He won the Ring of Honor title. Big deal to me. I don't watch it. So, so many people in that company who should be way bigger. The women's division is abysmal. We don't even need to get into the women's division. Let's be honest. Like, it's, other than timeless Tony Storm, Dr. Britt Baker, what else they got going for him? They brought back Riho, and I was like, me personally, all right. I'm not digging it. And look at how the way FTR's been, like, just treated. And it's like, yo, like, what is going on around here? I just don't understand. It's like, even with their matches as a whole, what bothered me is I brought it up. I think I brought it up during the live stream or something. I said, I might have brought it up. I said, how weird is it that they don't protect their finishers in AEW a lot. And I've noticed that too, because I remember when Cena was in his prime, Super Cena, he always kicks out at 2. He kicks out of everything. People had a problem with it. But when Kenny Omega takes like 80 pile drivers, they're like, this is the greatest match I've ever seen. Like, what? Like, where's the logic? Keep the same energy. No one ever says, oh, Super Omega. Like, no, they just be like, oh, it's the greatest wrestling. Oh, this is pure. Oh. Like, oh my gosh. It's just, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm like, they need a creative team. You got all those legends in that company who have made millions of dollars and have done so much for the wrestling business. And from what they said, Tully and Arn both said no young guy came to them for advice. Why wouldn't you go to the legends for advice? Like, dude, if, like, for example, I wanted to be an actor growing up, right? I was like, if I'm in a movie, and I'm in a movie, let's say, with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro or Denzel Washington, and I'm like, you think I'm not going to ask them for advice? Like, come on. You literally given so much tools to succeed, and you're not taking advantage of it. It's just, I don't know. I used to look forward to Collision. I really don't look forward to it like I used to. And it's like, I don't get why it is what it is. Like, I don't understand. It's like, I'm not bashing, but I'm starting to feel, I don't want it to turn into a chore. I love making videos for y'all to watch on this channel. I love reacting to the stuff, talking about the stuff with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, it's the E Squad. You feel me? And I feel bad. I ain't really cracked a lot of jokes in this video. And, it's just one of the few times you'll hear me talk serious. Like, very few. Like, trust me, it'll be a few. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop there. So to all of y'all, you go ahead, give me your thoughts in the comments. Do you disagree with me? Am I overreacting? Or if you're in agreement, for the record, I asked, should Tony Khan step down from creative in AEW? I did a poll. You can look it up on the community tab. 95% said yes. And there's a reason for that. We love Tony Khan. You know what I'm saying? Sure, he's a great guy. But maybe he needs to use that money and give it to people who at least will help AEW draw in casual fans, because they matter too. Whether, not saying catering to the hardcore isn't beneficial here and there, but casual fans make more money. Because, like, the celebrities they've used, like Trina, Bow Wow, it's like, dude, you got $1 billion. Get Eminem, get a Drake, get somebody. You know what I mean? It just, like, they need to get casual viewers too. They matter. I don't even know if I qualify as a hardcore fan. I'm not even watching all these wrestling companies. I ain't got time. Like, if I did, maybe I'd try at least. I don't watch New Japan. I don't watch Ring of Honor. I don't watch MLW or NWA, all the other companies. If you watch them, more power to you, because I ain't got time like I wish I had. Maybe I would check them out, but I don't. So it's just one of those things. Like, I want AEW to succeed, and I hope they find that spark that we had when they first got there. So, for real. Alright, for real. The video's over now. Okay, I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. I'll see y'all for SmackDown Live tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. Let me know how you feel down below. And I'll catch y'all next time, alright? You know what I'm saying? Elijah Boy out.